Hey friends, welcome back to another The Warning Reaction. Thank you for joining me again. We're taking care of part 2 out of the total 5 of the drum musician mentor experience. This is from Carl, who bought me delicious coffee. Links in the description for anything and everything you could want regarding this channel. Thank you all for being here. Without further ado, part 2.
I'm kind of curious about. I want to get that sound.
I usually just do it so like these two don't sound the same, and then just do that one a little lower.
Right.
I really, this is like trial and error for me.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's just like you're killing it.
I love that you play with.
Oh, right. Yeah, this whole thing came about, obviously, being a fan of jazz and just kind of like gravitating towards playing those things.
So I believe he's referring to the traditional grip that he's holding those sticks with. So he holds the right stick like this and the left stick more open. I can't get my hand there, but he's got two different directions essentially, and that would be traditional grip, as opposed to both the same way, which would be matched. Really cool stuff. Let's check this out.
That has 3 guitars, it kind of became handy to kind of like, if we were gonna play a part of the tune like you guys are doing, when you're driving the thing. So yeah, I mean, it kind of like there was a band here from Monterey called Zurdok, and their drummer was very meat and potatoes, and he always played with the butt end of the stick. He actually used these sticks that had just butt ends, and so I realized that from the traditional, it's just back and forth, and so I just kind of naturally gravitated towards that. But I like what you're doing, where it's just like, I think match grip is definitely with the drums being able to be set up any way you want them, because traditional, comes from this idea of the marching drum that used to hang, from the side, and so it was easier to do it like this than to do it like this. But nowadays, I mean, traditional is only like an option to be able, at least for me, to be able to get, I saw John Bonham play on TV once, and so, and I looked at it and I said, he's got his hands crossed like this. So I kind of looked at the TV and kind of like went like, oh, so it's like this. And I just like, probably 6, 7 years old. And then when I went and took my first lesson, the teacher had me write on a form, and he saw it work with the left hand, so he turned it all the other way around, and I was like, no, this doesn't feel, this feels weird. And so it just, like, my right foot felt more natural like this. But the problem that I had was that I started to roll with my left. so I had to kind of retrain to be able to. Wow.
Just have to stop and say the guy's awesome. He's got chops. He's put in time on his rudiments. He's listening to jazz. He's playing jazz. Interesting story of how he came to play right-handed even though he's left-handed. That was a very interesting little tidbit there, because a lot of times the guys that are left-handed will switch everything to the other side, and it's just so hard to watch. As I'm right-handed, as a right-handed drummer in person, that's so awkward to watch. But interesting story. This guy has got some chops. So listen to these chops. You know, a lot of buzzing, a lot of double strokes, a lot of syncopation, accenting. He's all over the drum set. This is like jazz / metal, progressive. This is good stuff.
How do you even do that with your foot? Like, when I try to do stuff like that, I suck at it.
You know what? No, you were actually really good at it because you're playing for the tune, and all this stuff came about from just fooling around, from being in bands that required me to play these grooves, you know. And so, remember the first time Tom Sawyer's all. That did not come right there immediate, you know, when you think of how Neil Peart plays. But the thing with the foot is, as I started paying attention to what the hands were doing, then at the feet, right? So if I'm playing singles on the hands, so just started playing with those. Figuring patterns that would make sense and putting them to work, because then if you have those 4 limbs, sure, it sounds really cool when you play with one foot and you do, but then if you have the other one, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we'll work on some patterns and some things that have to do with that, you know, achieving that interdependence between the hands and the feet.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been a process of, you know, the bands that I played in that had that same rock feel that you guys play, just pushing it to the place where I would do these things in the practice room that maybe you can't get away with doing in the band, but when you own it and you finally feel really comfortable, then you try to pull them off. Yesterday, you know, it was funny hearing them listening to me, because I know that they're afraid that I might go out, but I'm actually pushing myself to go out, because no matter what happens, if I really take it out there and they don't know where I'm at, then I can listen to them and bring it back to them. It's almost like a trust, and I see that trust in you guys, you know? When you guys are playing, it's like you're connected. That feels great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But I can't wait to, you know, either when I'm here in Monterey, us, you know, talk drums and
That would be so
yeah.
cool.
And I love everything that you're doing. It just sounds amazing. Amazing.
Wow. So I love, first of all, how attentive the girls are. They're just enthralled with when he talks, how he's talking, what he's talking about, watching him play. They are just zoned in. That is so cool. They are truly in it for like the right reasons, 100%. And him talking about that trust. There's a an unspoken intuitive nature to being in a band when you're in sync and in tune with your other bandmates, both as people and as musicians. When you share like a common vision, you can kind of communicate below threshold, where it's almost on like a psychic level, which I'm pretty sure that's what he's referring to. So yeah, that's a very special bond musicians can have, specifically when they're playing. Really cool stuff. That was a great video. There's 3 more parts to this. I am just shocked to think that this could get any better. So let's jump ahead. Part 3, I'll see you guys there. Have a great one.